of Ontario commissioned a study to determine the HST impacts on different segments of tourism in the province because, as the association said, and I'm quoting, the impacts on tourism have either been overlooked or not considered. The study shows that the HST will result in costs paid by visitors increasing as much as 44%, that the HST will result in widespread increases on visitor-related goods and services, causing dramatic price jumps for travelers. Minister, you're supposed to be the advocate for the tourism sector around the cabinet table. How could you let this damaging tax go forward without raising alarm bells? What makes you think you can get away with failing to stand up for the sector you were appointed to represent?
Sir.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank the honourable member from Leeds-Grenville for the opportunity to respond and to wish him a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. As we spend a lot of time together, we're both House leaders and he's also my critic. As the member knows that the report that, or the letter that he quotes from is far outdated. We've been working very closely with the tourism sector since the introduction of the HST in the spring budget, and we've been working very closely with them on a number of fronts. Mr. Speaker, our spring budget allocated $40 million in ongoing annual funding to support the regional destination marketing in Ontario's tourism regions once they are established. Since that time, we've worked with the sector in supporting them and in ensuring a further $25 million annually to transition to the new structure and to allow for our tourism partners to settle into the new structure. We've been working very closely with them. We think this is going to
Supplementary.
It was a study, not a letter, and it was done quite recently. And, Minister, the study ran a number of visitor scenarios, and the findings should have been alarming to you and your cabinet colleagues. For example, a weekend getaway for two visiting Niagara-on-the-Lake and the Shaw Festival, taxation as a percent of total cost jumps 44%. A one-week camping holiday for a family of five, up 33%. A three-day family ski holiday, up 25%. The Canadian Resort Development Association says the HST completely takes away the province's competitive edge locally and internationally. Minister, you failed to do your job. And what makes you think you can get away with abandoning the people you're supposed to fight for by supporting a tax grab that will do significant damage to an already struggling industry?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I just wanted to reiterate that we have been working closely with the sector in addressing their concerns. I'd like to quote Dick Brown, the Executive Director of the Ottawa-Gatineau Hotel Association, who said on December 5th, at the end of the day, the HST could turn out to leave us as well off or better off than we are today. I think it's a great opportunity for Ottawa. And while we're on quotes, Mr. Speaker, I always think it's important to remind my friend who sometimes forgets where he was just not that long ago. Historically, as this is quoting Mr. Runciman, the member for Leeds-Grenville, historically the Progressive Conservatives have supported the concept of the HST, and that was in the Brockville Recorder and Times on December 8th, 2009. Mere 2 days ago. So, Mr. Speaker, I think we're all very clear on where the opposition party is on this, and I think that the tourism sector will be well served by this new tax structure, including all the corporate taxation cuts that will greatly assist them.
Thank you. New question, Leader of the Third Party.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Health. Over the past 3 months, New Democrats have regularly raised the issues of healthcare cuts in Niagara region. Those cuts continue to this day. The Niagara Health System recently announced the closure of 39 hospital beds, 22 in Welland, 10 in Port Colborne, and 7 in Fort Erie. Fort Erie and Port Colborne already had lost their local emergency rooms as well. When it comes to healthcare, my question is this: why are Niagara residents being treated like second-class citizens?
Minister.
You know, sometimes there's a healthy debate in this House, and sometimes there's